of y'all, I'm getting online, like finding recognition online for your talents. And not a lot of people understood you taking a chance on yourself, but this life is not for them to understand. Because you are hella tapped in, boo. You were always the glue that held the pieces for everybody else and like helped everyone else succeed. And like now you're being the glue for yourself. Spirit. Oh my goodness. Bro, okay, we have rejected. What was it saying? Rejection wounds that came up to the surface. We have fed up. You got fed up with banging on doors that were not opening up for you. And we also have divine masculine coming through here. The divine masculine within yourself got fed up with the breadcrumbs. Because as a divine masculine, this is giving from your heart. The feminine is being receptive and receiving. But it's like the divine masculine got tired of giving and never getting a reciprocity back. Exactly, bro. Literally had people making you look crazy in a situation. Like they had you looking all kinds of crazy. These individuals left you hanging. We have left you hanging, no closure, no contact, left on red. Like they didn't want to take accountability for the way that they treated you. So you decided, you know what, you gonna leave me on red. It feels like you gave your heart and soul, whether it was that relationship commitment or it's just commitment all around. Like you were completely committed to people and jobs. So you decided to close that door. You was like, you know what, I'm moving on, I'm letting go, and I'm loving life, period. You set the captives free. You set yourself free finally. And whenever you did this, it's like you let the burden go and you left space for something else to grow. And now they looking like a jackass. It's literally the message coming through. Like they feel dumb AF. They feel like a jackass. Shocking news. What did I say? You coming in with the uppercut with this. Your newfound success, like you're getting famous. And it's literally shocking news to these people who left you hanging. It hurts not getting closure and feeling rejected, right? But like you knew that you couldn't live there. You went from feeling like a victim of the situation to becoming victorious. So from this down below, I am victorious. Yes, Queen B in the building. Secure, confident, bossy, ITCH, and career focused. And this is what you got going on. You are now career focused, working on building your empire. I'm hearing that you are the talk of the town now. Too late. This is where you're at now. Like they're over here contemplating. Should I reach out to them and say I'm sorry? Should I try to get them back on this job, right? Because I'm hearing there's a position open, whether it's in love relationships with the ex-person that hurt your heart or job related, okay? The job that rejected you. Like they're single or the job position is open and they're like reaching in. I'm hearing like in your DMs or your email and they're like, hey, we got this position back open. Do you want to get hired back on? Honestly, I don't even think they can afford you at this point. Like that's where you're at. You're stepping into a timeline of abundance and luxury. And a lot of times these types of situations don't work out because the divine knows that you're so much better than this. That you deserve so much more than that crap that they were dealing you. Spiritual chaos, death, downward spiral, and spiritual awakening. So you have caused, I'm hearing a rupture in these people's egos. You left the door open hoping that they would come back around, hoping that they would see your worth. But it's too late. They waited too long is what I'm hearing. You done moved on because you queen bee, period. Yeah, we have memories coming through and we have fairy tale, phony, trickster, and illusions. What was I saying earlier? The illusion is lifted. You're no longer living in the illusion. You're having your happily ever after, your real happily ever after, not the one built on illusion and fakeness. Literally with the memories and the jackass energy, like they're feeling foolish. They're looking back at all the times that you was loyal, that you was a ride or die, and you literally like stepped up to the plate and was there for them the way nobody ever was. Sometimes you gotta lose someone in order to realize that they were the best thing that you ever had. And that's how they're feeling about you. Like there's this void that's now being filled with your self-love, your own self-worth, and also with new people in your life who are showing you like, hey, like we love you, we adore you, we appreciate you. Like this is a season of you being showered with compliments and hearing the words of affirmation. Like this new paradigm that you're in, it's a new paradigm shift is what I'm hearing. Like you ain't even the same person that you were before. We have hierarchy coming through. Yeah, it's like false hierarchies. Like I said earlier, we have the authority card and now we have hierarchy. So you're stepping into a new timeline of being in the hierarchy. I'm hearing a higher tax bracket move. Now we have hierarchy. So you're stepping into a new timeline of being in the hierarchy. I'm hearing a higher tax bracket move. The queen, we have the queen twice in this reading. Oh my freaking God. The queen got fed up. You know, the queen was over here being treated like she was just a peasant, but you ain't no peasant, boo. You're laying down the laws of the land is what I'm hearing. And we have curses. Yeah, they cursed themselves. This is Spirit showing. Like I said, you represented the glue that was holding everything together. You were holding the illusion together. And the moment that you walked away, the illusion just crumbled. We have fight coming through. We have fortune. Look, curses to fortune. What happened is that the rejection was actually a blessing. Okay? And with the fight card, I'm hearing you're not going to have to fight for anything. Where before it felt like you had to fight for survival, fight for attention. You do not have to audition for spaces that you belong in. We have hedge. Let me tell you with the fortune and hedge, Spirit's saying that your fortune is protected. This new timeline is protected. And what you're currently building, nobody can take it from you. With games at the bottom of the deck, I can't even deal. You escaped their mind games. This is some individuals who were doing mind games to test your loyalty, to see if you were going to stick around and deal with their BS. But we grown, right? Like, you ain't going to sit there and play them childish games. It's like, you're either here or you're not. Literally, we have alliance coming through. You have broken a lot of alliances, okay? And now you're making alliances with people who are true and valuable and loyal. And we have the truth coming through, boo. The truth of your power is finally being revealed to everybody who betrayed you. Like, you always knew that you were special, right? And I feel like whenever it wasn't validated to you in these relationship dynamics, like, it really broke your heart and had you kind of disillusioned and think, well, maybe I ain't the shit. And when it wasn't reflected to you in these relationship connections, like, it really had you second guessing your own value. This timeline, like, there is no doubt about it. You are unique, and you have something valuable inside of yourself to offer. You were just in the wrong situations and connections. And it's like whatever new environment you're stepping into, it's bringing out your greatness. And I'm hearing your beauty, your grace, your intelligence, your talents, it's undeniable. Yes, we have humor and we have homecoming through. I love this. Wherever you're walking into, it's like you finally feel at home. You feel like you finally arrived to where you belong. And with this humor energy, it's given like you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank, period. We have Maya illusions coming through. Okay, so this is what I was saying earlier. The illusions that have been dissolved now. The world can finally see you clearly because you're seeing yourself clearly. And this season, though, you're going to be stunned on all these haters, period. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Spider Woman. Spiders might be very significant for you, and it says co-creation, okay? And so this is a time period where you're co-creating your best life. It's like you and God against the world kind of thing. Queen of Pentacles, okay, she knows her worth and adds tax. This is somebody who knows their worth and they're going to invest it wisely. Investing your time and your energy and your love wisely. Okay, the devil. What about the devil, Spirit? What's this? And the moon. I can't even deal. People were taking advantage of your kind heart. Doing some shiesty-ish in the background is what I'm hearing. Justice. You are getting your justice this season, boom. This new come up of fame and notoriety is literally karmic justice for you. And all they're going to do is sit there on the sidelines with their jaws dropped. Because where you're going, boo, is unfathomable. You could not have reached this height of success if you were still in these situations. If these people were still around you, because they would have siphoned from you. They would have taken advantage of your blessings. Exactly, look, boo. Queen of Pentacles clarified with the Emperor. I love it. It's given I can do bad and bougie all by myself. The devil was straight. Look, boo, I told you, you rise like the phoenix. Spirit saw things and heard conversations that you were not even aware of. This was literally divine protection, you not being back in these individuals' lives. I'm talking all around shiesty, these individuals were. Taking advantage of you. Look, what did I just say? 5 swords with the moon. You did not know the conversations that was going on behind the scenes. People were hella talking about you behind your back. They were like, oh, they'll always be there. They'll always come back around. I do not like this energy. Rectified.
What's going on? What's going on?
Okay, justice here. What's this justice? Justice and the 10 of swords. Justice.
Watching a little tarot card reading.
Those who literally have you at up and backstab you. I'm here
Watching
watching
tarot card reading.
Best life. You're getting your flowers this week. You got the 4 of Cups, the Magician, the Queen of Wands. Like I said, happily ever after. 10 of Cups.
Need a new wig, probably.
10 of Wands.
Skin got stiff.
All of your hard work and struggle and strife is paying off for you. Okay, that's what's coming through here with the Queen of Wands. So affirm this down below. I deserve my happily ever after. You're getting your happily ever after in front of everybody who betrayed you. what's done in the dark is brought forth into the light. And that's what's being revealed right now. What was done in the dark on your end, there's a lot of
So,
fear, a lot of crying, a lot of tears,
I stopped
a lot of
smoking weed
struggling,
because
betrayal.
money.
Everything in the past
So,
is the
that's what's going on.
like literally your blood.
What's going on, everybody? Let me see what's in the chat.
All I gotta say is that you're hurting your own little feelings by checking up on me. You know what they're trying to do? You're trying to see, are they doing better without me? Are they hurting without me? They unfriend is what you're saying. You guys should be resourceful. You guys to learn how to defend yourself and pick yourself up out the mud. Literally turning your back. You're turning your back. There is thugs here, so there's a thuggish energy coming through that you walk away from. I'm hearing a clean slate. Like
Hello,
you're
everybody.
finally getting a clean slate. So you're turning your back on the past. You're no longer looking back.
I can't believe it's possible for me to do all this with the new HelloFresh. Now, I'm cooking the most delicious meals at home every single time. The menu, now twice the size.
No longer looking back.
We're just watching the Torah car reading right now.
My cat feeder just went off again. Okay, that's the second time it's actually done that in these readings. So Spirit saying we pouring the snacky snacks onto you, boo. You gonna be able to eat. It's given like you're gonna have enough to be able to put back in the bank account, go on vacation. We have reveal coming through, bro. The reveal card's coming through. Everything that was done in the dark is being brought forth in the light. We have Lilith coming through. All right, it says denied, rejected, misunderstood. She stands in her power and embraces her truth. So you are standing in your power regardless of the rejections and the pushback, the no's. Like finally the universe is saying yes to you because you say yes to yourself. And we have worthy coming through. I love that. And it says, remembering my sovereignty, I fixed my crown and now I'm free. You have finally set yourself free. And this is a season of freedom, abundance, and Spirit saying you are worthy. So affirm it down below. I am worthy. Bottom of the deck, we have milestones coming through. I love that. You're hitting a milestone. You literally arrived. So you're saying, look around. You've arrived. And sometimes when we're working a lot, and we're just trying to get our ish together, sometimes it's hard for us to really look and see, like, how far we've come. And nobody expected you to succeed on your own like this. Like I said, they bet it on the wrong horse. And here you are hitting that finish line, number one. Okay.
Well, I'm not super successful. I am still homeless, trans woman. Let's see. So yeah, this is like as far as I can go with my voice. Like I can't really make it anymore. This is how I can. I'm still voice training, but this is probably the highest I can go without, I don't know, like my lower register resonating, but it's still hard for me to do that without like trying to make my voice sound high pitched. It's really hard for me to do that. Anyways, so yeah, not super successful, but I understand what she's saying. Basically, it's like for me right now, I just feel like, I'm surviving. I'm saving my money. Like I'm being savvy. I know, different ways to get food, and I try not to pay so many bills. I'm still afloat. Like as you can see, the phones are still on. So you know what I'm saying. Like we're still here with you guys, and we're doing it all on our own. No shelter, nothing. But like I said before my last live, I have already bought the ticket. I'm going to be in Denver about Wednesday. I'll be in Denver, Colorado Wednesday. And we're moving. In fact, to be honest, I actually found that shit. Watch. I found these when I was like walking over here. I literally was like telling myself, like, I gotta buy those suitcases. I looked online. It was like $100 at Walmart and like $60 at like this little discount store called DD's. They sell like clothes and all that. So like, that's crazy. Like I found this, but guess what happened? This one right here was like locked. So I had to cut it open and I got me a little boo-boo. You can barely see it now. But literally, when I for some reason when I cut myself, I just bleed everywhere, like everywhere. I just bleed everywhere. So I was just like bleeding like so bad. It was all going down my hand and shit. Everybody was like, "What the fuck? You all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I just cut myself a little bit, just a little scratch. It's not too bad, right?" I cut myself right here too. I've been cutting myself lately, not literally like because I want to, but yeah, I cut myself right here too. I just been cutting myself because now that I don't have a job anymore and I don't work, and so I'm just homeless, you know, it's like I don't know, you know, it feels so purposeless, and it's like I just have all this time in my hands. I'm not trying to spend any money because I have no income right now, so you know. I should have tried to cut my job back, but honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Being served every day by a whole bunch of, you know, people that are phobes, I don't feel like doing that anymore. I don't feel like being around that environment. It's just not a good environment. And guess what? I took an IQ test. I'm above average. And I live in Texas. That's why I'm leaving Texas. I'm above average. I don't need to be here. I don't need to be here, you know? And somebody on TikTok, I think, or Instagram said something about that before. Like, we should normalize, like, talking to people in our IQ range. And that's actually helped me out a lot. Doing that just made me realize so much. Like, yeah, I don't want to talk to dumb people anymore. I don't. Like, there's no reason for me to talk to you if you're dumb. And here in Texas, because of the transphobia, you know for a fact they just don't like science. They don't like facts. And so it's like, if they don't like facts and science, what are you teaching your kids? Like fairy tales and nonsense. And so it's just like, that's why I'm like, I can't do all that. Can't do that. So I have to go somewhere where it's like, you know, people actually use their brain. But at the same time, I have to realize that like what's the word I'm looking for? Like the humbleness that, you know, you get from the humbleness you get is really something they should really like, you know, watch out for. Because like growing up in Texas, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna go to the city and then like people are gonna be debaucherous in your face and not care about being debaucherous. And it's gonna be hard for you sometimes, you know, because you're gonna be expecting them to not do that. You know, I met a guy from Michigan one time, and no wonder he was maneuvering the way he was maneuvering. Is because you're from Michigan. Like, if you're from Texas, you're not going to do that, you know? And so that's what I noticed. You know, and so, and I heard other people talk about it too, leaving to different states and whatnot, and coming back to the South or whatever. And they're like, oh my God. I also learned that there's something called the Bible Belt. And I'm basically in that region, and that's another reason why. Like, there's like churches everywhere. So the Bible Belt is something I don't really want to be in anymore. You know, I want to get out of that too. Just a lot of different things, you know. So let's laugh a little bit more. Hello, Mellows. I don't even know who's on here right now. Hello, Marsha. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you too. I don't even understand that. Like, as an insult, that's just weird. You know? Like, Jesus loves you too. Anyways, let's finish her up.
Okay. All right, Boo. So let's go ahead and get you some final advice. The spirit, what final advice get from my spiritual baddies in the building? All right, we have expectation. Believe in better outcomes. Life delivers to us what we expect from it. Ask yourself, what is the best that could happen? Expect good things so life can rise to meet you. Yes. So seriously, expect beautiful things to happen because you are deserving of happiness. You are deserving of your happily ever after. All right, so that's 3.5 for you, darling. I send you so much love. I love you so much. And this is such a beautiful message.
So, I don't know if y'all know, but like, on this channel, I've made some music. I've made a lot of music. I like to make beats. I like to make like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what to call this. I just like to like make music and then like put like TV shows and movies on top of the music. And so like you get the message. I like doing that a lot. So many things to update you guys about. So many different things. I feel like, and that's just all coming to me. Just looking at different things on my phone here. Like for one, I'm just looking at this one guy. He used to make like chosen one videos, but like I guess he's kind of making like the title. You know, what the titles look like. They're scared of you. They want you to know how you figured. They want to know how you figured out what was said behind you and evil and the evil. So again, it's like semi-religious people, spiritual community people. He looks Nigerian or African or whatever. So you know. But yeah, I only say that because like I don't know. I'm at a point right now where like I don't know, like because of like women not liking this, right? I like literally feel like I'm not attracted to women that much anymore. Like I'm still attracted sexually to women, but I will never be mentally attracted to women. Like I just can't. Like with women, it's just I just can't. So like I try not to, and because the way women push sexuality, you know, on themselves and the way it's pushed, it's like I just try to avoid like sexualizing women, you know, because it's just I find it repulsive. Because you know that it's not what you think it is. They're not like fruit, you know. Even if they were fruit, some plants are poisonous. You get what I'm saying? So you can't just be eating every fruit, you know, or whatever. Anyways, I just find men more attractive right now. I'm really like kind of boy crazy. My like I don't know my levels like exactly, but like my libido came back, and so like I'm like horny now again, and so it's like every guy I'm seeing now, but my sexuality has changed, and it's kind of weird. Like, isn't that weird? I don't know if women deal with this. They probably do. I can find it probably right now, where it's like you don't have sex for a minute, you're kind of like whatever, and then like your hormones change or whatever the fuck, and then like you get like an influx of like, man, I'm horny than a bitch, but like your brain and the way you've been like conditioned through that time that you weren't horny changed like who you like and who you are repulsed by and who you find as like dangerous and whatever. So that kind of plays a part of like the sexuality. And so like, you know, so for me, moving more in my transition or just being transgender and like people in the area that I live in, like constantly seeing me and seeing that I am transgender eventually, women usually treat me like shit, but it's all this underhanded shit. And they act like nobody sees that shit. Sometimes it's blatant because a lot of them like to do misogynistic shit towards me. And it's like weird. I remember I was putting on baby oil, right, to clear up my ashiness or whatever. Yeah, I'm dark skinned. Hello. And this fucking hood ass fucking Hispanic bitch was like, oh, he's lubing himself up right now. Like, bitch told me I was like lubing myself up. Like, what the fuck? That was weird. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they do misogynistic weird shit. That's like, you're not even a guy to be saying that. Like, what the fuck? And it's the same shit I had a problem with when I was a kid. When I first heard a girl say, "You can suck my D," you know what I'm saying, to a guy or whatever. I was like, what the fuck? Like, but you don't have one. So what are you even talking about? You know. So that's what these women are doing to me now. Like they act misogynistic towards me. And it's just the weirdest thing in the world. They don't know whether to act misogynistic. It's even, like I said, even the allies, they don't know whether to act girly or just act boyish. They don't know how to act. And, you know, when it comes to males, men just don't engage in me. They either don't engage or they do engage, period. You know, but with women, and this is why I've always been attracted to men, because of the way they do things like this. Like men they just do those things. Instead of like women, they'll sit here and beat around the bush forever. And I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I understand why they do that now because of, like I said, my feelings and all that. So like being terrorized by women, you know, has left a bad taste in my mouth. And really because, you know, I didn't grow up, you know, how to put this? I didn't grow up, you know, I'm gonna be real. I didn't grow up as an effeminate male. I didn't grow up, you know, your little gay best friend. I didn't grow up the gay boy. I didn't grow up a sissy. I grew up hyper masculine. You know, like I grew up hyper masculine. 3 brothers and shit. You know, 2 sisters. You know, like I grew up hyper masculine. You know, I grew up with a father that's a boomer, from Africa. Hello, you know. So it's like I literally grew up hypermasculine, misogynistic, hypermasculine. But it's like I saw these things earlier on and just categorized them as wrong. But that's just the way things are, you know. So you kind of like move on with that. But that's another story. So yeah, like for me, it's like my libido came back, and my attraction to men it's just there. Like it's just because I just don't want to be attracted to women. And then sometimes I look at T girls too. I look at other T girls, you know, but I just couldn't do it. Even with T girls, it's the same thing, honestly. Like it's weird to say this, but I remember hearing some men's rights activists talk about this. He was like, "You guys think that dating trans women is like dating like your best friend or something that's like a girl or something, right? But like you're wrong. Like it's not gonna be like that. It's like they don't think like guys; they think like girls. So you're essentially just dating another girl, and it's so true. You know, I've heard trans women say they don't like bisexual men. Like what the fuck? Like what the. You know what I mean? Like, how you not gonna like bisexual men? They're the perfect match for you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and then like it's like, well, because they're actually gay, and it's like, what the fuck? Who gives a fuck? You're trans. Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's into you and you're into him, just let it be like that. Why you gotta? Are you gay? What? How you gonna ask me that? Can you imagine? He's like. Ask me that question. You a whole tranny? Like what the fuck? They don't even matter. Like for real though. But yeah, I understand completely. You know, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm only on YouTube because you know YouTube is a very consistent platform. You guys, you're always here. You know, I think a lot of us are just adapted to YouTube. Like, I mean, like, you know, like for me, I was on YouTube probably, I would say, when did YouTube even come out? 2000s? I remember watching YouTube videos. I used to watch Digimon. Like, you know, when Digimon season 4, like the Frontiers or whatever, when that season like ended, and it was the weirdest season because it was like not on Fox Kids or anything. It was like on UPN 20. Let me come out of there. So yeah, Digimon season 4 came out, and then when that finished, it was like my older brother. You know, that's when anime was like really a big thing in like, you know, kids and stuff in like America. Like the kids were really like, oh my god, anime. And so he told me that, you know, anime comes from Japan and that like they have other seasons in Japan. And I was like, what? Word? And then my dad got a computer, you know, and then he let me go on the computer. I remember like going on YouTube and looking up the Digimon season 5. And then I remember watching it in Japanese. I was watching it in Japanese with subtitles on YouTube. So it was really interesting. Like, you know, like back in those days, you could put a whole movie on YouTube and watch it, you know? You can put a lot of things. I mean, some of the things I used to watch, even like 2013, were like pretty bad. Like people like, you know, threatening to unalive like whole races. And like, it was like a lot of crazy people on YouTube. And I think it was like 2017 where they really kind of cracked down on that. And they were just like, oh no, we got to make this child friendly. We got to make it like, you know, hey, like it's TV. We got to make it like TV. And so YouTube is like TV now, you know, and everybody's fighting for that platform, you know. But I don't know. I watch a lot of video essays, things like that. I like watching about things like that. I like analysis on YouTube. But I feel like YouTube, this app, you know, you guys are just, it's good. I mean, TikTok, I'm doing TikTok, you know. Instagram kind of died. I'm doing TikTok, but TikTok to me just seems kind of saturated right now. It feels like the only way you can really make it on TikTok is if like you take your fans and then, you know, but TikTok at the same time is such a social media. You know what I mean? It's such a social media thing that, I mean, I put a question on TikTok saying like, are cross-dressers trans? Because there's this person, you've probably seen them I'm gonna show you. You've probably seen them on the internet if you like trans girls or whatever. They're on YouTube. Let's see. Let's see. I don't even know what to call her. Oh my god. I don't even remember her name. I think she's like Filipino or something. She's Filipino. She's like a crossdresser, but she calls herself like trans or whatever now. And I don't know what she is. Oh well. Try to see if I can find it real quick, but I guess I can't. Oh wait. Got her. This girl. She's a crossdresser. Like when she showed her full body, it was giving boy so bad. Like it was kind of repulsive. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was pretty bad. I'm not the type of chick to say that shit, but that's why I started hormones. Like that's why I started taking the Perfumerifica and the ayahuasca and all these different plants. You know, it's because like it's like you. How you gonna sit here and say you're trans just because you cross dress? Like that's not enough. Like I don't know. I just don't see it. Like you have a man's body. You know what I'm saying? Like how do you gonna sit here and say that? But I digress, and each to their own. But I personally don't think you should call yourself trans if you know you haven't took them on. I feel like what makes you transgender is you gotta go through medical transition. You gotta go through some type of medical transition. Social transition, gender expression, to me is not enough. That's like, it's just not enough. Like, I remember used to say that after I took off my clothes after cross-dressing, I'd like kind of like sob or cry or like kind of like be really sad and depressed and just feel like this isn't enough. This isn't enough, you know? And so I don't know how you could sit here and just cross-dress and say like, I'm trans. Like that's really offensive because like I can't ungrow these. Like these are here to stay. I'd have to get a reduction surgery just to get these out, you know? So, you know, and this wasn't paid for. This is natural. This came from my mom's, you know, and my sister, you know. So, you know, like that's ridiculous to me that a person is gonna sit here and say something like that. That doesn't make sense, you know? And you ask a lot of trans women, they tell you like, yeah, like when they started hormones or whatever, they start to look like their moms, act like their moms, you know, are their sisters. Like you don't get that because, you know, but let me calm down. You know, I'm not dissing, I'm just saying, you know, but that's the type of questions I put up on TikTok to see people's opinions. And it's crazy because you see a lot of people's opinions and you realize like real soon that like a lot of people, they don't really care. You know, if they're not trans, they really don't care. And it's all about how they feel. It's not really about like what makes sense, you know? So that's something right there I've noticed. But like I said, that's why I like YouTube. I like YouTube because it's a little bit more mature. The content on here is a little bit more mature. But at the same time, it's not really mature. See, this is what I was trying to say. Like right now, I'm like split in like 3 different like worlds within the same world. Like the first world is like you have like all this like regular stuff, like, you know, like you have all this like mainstream, you know, let's make America great again, you know, Superman, like, you know, like Superman, you know, all that good shit, like the movie Superman coming out, like all that. And then you have like the underworld, right, which is like all the bad stuff, counterculture things, right? And then you have an in-between space, right, that goes in between time and space, and it's where there's a nothingness, where there's like none of those things that matter and exist. Existing is the only thing that actually matters. And so with those 3 different planes of thought, right, it's like I just can't. I'm in the middle now where I can't do both. I used to be on the good side where it was like I was just like a normal person, so to speak. Then I was like counterculture. I'm a punk. I'm a goth. I'm this, that, and the third. I'm a thug. I'm this, that, and the third. You know, I'm a tranny or whatever. That's then the third. And then now I'm in an in-between space where it's like I realize none of those exist because a lot of times you'll see that the powers that be will literally put these things at war with each other. You know, they'll put the underworld and the overworld at war with each other it had you in the crossfire, but it has nothing to really do with you. It's a certain sense of detachment. Like the fact that you can detach means that it's not set in stone. And if it's not set in stone, then why are you acting as if we can't go back? There's no other way we can do this. It's not, an amalgamation. There's no nuance. You see what I'm saying? And so that's just crazy to me. That's crazy to me. So that's why I feel what I feel right now. That's why I'm just kind of like not caring and shit, because like you can't win, especially when you're dealing with hierarchies and systems of which, because the system is only like based off the hierarchy, and that's the overworld. And then you have people in the underworld that the hierarchy shits on, but they want you to literally like do the evil thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Scarface, like when Scarface said in that scene that, I'm the bad guy and the whoop-de-whoop-whoop. And he was just basically explaining like, y'all need the bad guy to point your fingers and say that you guys are good guys. And that's crazy because it's like, you might watch that and been like, what are you talking about? You're just drunk or high. But like, for real, that was like really real. Like, as a black person, I'm tired of the racism. And I'm not saying as a black person, as a black American person now, or that, no. I'm talking about as a melanated person, because we're all around the world that lives in America. I'm tired of the racism. I'm just tired of it. It makes no sense to me. And, you realize that this is what they do. This is just what happens. This is what's going on. So it's like they want us to be the thugs. They want us to be counterculture. That's just an example. But I'm saying, like, in general, that's what they want you. They want, all these things to happen to people like you. And so, with that being said, that's the reason why I really am like against doing bad, and I'm also against doing good. I take the middle path where none of those things actually exist. The only thing that does exist is existing. And so if somebody can't exist, then you just have a problem. If a being cannot just exist, then that's where I detach from this person. And so, that's what I'm doing now, where it's like I'm going to detach. And then it's a certain type level of spiritual path for me. It's kind of like what the Roxas say when they say, if it's all meant to be, it's going to be. And so that's where I'm at right now, mentally speaking. But hey, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. I only do my lives for about like an hour. Sorry I came in a little bit late, but I wanted to get y'all in here. Let's go on TikTok and see what's on TikTok. Some funny shit. Some of my For You page. And some people suck digging balls. I won't suck nothing at all. If I can't suck you, baby. If I can't suck you, baby. Some people like sucking me. And some people suck digging balls. I won't suck nothing at all. If I can't suck you, baby. If I can't suck you, baby. What's going on? Anyway, girl, she's be a brick.
And that might be you might like acts of service, acts of like affirmation.
I mess with this chick right here. She's cis. She has PCOS. She moves from Dallas to California because of all this nonsense. That's crazy. You're a cis woman. The PCOS, you had to move states because of the transphobia. That's crazy.
Ladies, let's go. Soldiers, let's go.
Why? Why your hair is green, my hair is blue.
Well, Charles, let me ask you this. Does Francine make concessions for you in the bedroom?
Absolutely.
Well, don't you think it's fair?
Okay, I promise I'm not trying to brag. I promise. I promise you that I'm not coming on here to be like, oh my God, look at me. I'm just proud of myself. I'm proud of the girls. The hormones are working. Just give it time. Just give it time, sisters. I promise. Okay, I promise I'm not trying to brag.
I think I just saw the film.
God give me patience.
I think you mean give me strength.
If God gave me strength, you'd be dead. God give me patience.
I
It's not America.
Will you always deserve it one way? That is
I've been watching Batman Beyond. This looks like how lit. I can't lie.
Coffee's great, but it doesn't fit in your pocket, and you don't want to be running around with it. Oh, and don't get me started on energy drinks. We wanted clean, balanced energy. That's why we created Eurocom and Eurofits. This is going to get so badly. I hate this so much. It's incredible. It's one of the worst ideas I've ever seen. I feel bad because you put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Wait, sweat and tears, just blood and water. I have absolutely no interest in this business. I'm out. We're a 10th year now in Europe.
How do you sleep at night knowing people don't like you? With no underwear in case they want to kiss my ass. How do you sleep at night knowing people don't like you? With no.
Down. Working at Young Cat. Shit, I got there 2 days. Start you off. So let's say you're a caveman some 15, 20,000 years ago. You've come of age. It's time to find a mate. You have 2 options in your tree. One really skinny woman. She's got very, thin hips, thin waist, small breasts. She's just very thin, moderately. So today, she would be considered attractive. And then you've got a larger woman who's got big breasts, wide birthing hips, and she's got a lot, like not a lot of weight, but she's got some weight to her. She's heavy. Evolutionarily speaking, the woman who is thinner. Hey, you know what? I got something to say. Hey, listen up. Excuse me. Everybody's attention for 1 minute. Here's something I need to say to everybody. My name's Miles Dowry. And I am tired of living a lie. I need it to be known that I like a big girl. In fact, a large, softy, voluptuous, full-figured, big-boned, massive ass of honey. Oh, that is what really gets me going. I like fat women, and they like me. Anybody got a problem with that?
Okay, that's enough internet for today, guys. I might come back on, I might not, but put this wig out. All right, I had the ponytail because it's extremely hot outside. And, the last thing I want to do is have this long wig. But I do look good though. So I'm gonna play some of my music so you guys can hear it. I'm gonna show off my outfit.